Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. And I'm going to go as long as we have a good connection. Thanks to Chris K, to Chris Key for being an amazing patron, sponsor, JV partner, safe haven, and loving mirror. Thank you so much for existing, for being great support to what we're creating with Fit 90X, with Fit Art. And in this particular live, I want to invite you to be part of the test group for Fit 90X so you can actually try out what I'm creating when it comes to videos, podcasts, PDFs, and all the multimedia content that is going to help you get fit, healthy, happy, and free. Yes, I want you to be fit for life. I give you a virtual hug now, and I invite you to write your questions right here, and I'm going to basically come over here, get my glasses on, see who's on. Hi, and just answer, respond to your questions. I already did it live in Spanish. Ya hice un en vivo en español. And it's always going to be English and Spanish, but sometimes I do the live in Spanish first, just because, that's like our priority many times, especially on YouTube. Seems like the Spanish-speaking people have been the most supportive. And yes, I'm going to do some stretches as I give you some tips. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments. I think my connection is not as good as usual. Hello, hola, Jonathan. Honey, he says, thank you. Okay, and I have some books that I wanted to share with you. One is a little booklet called Success. And last night I was reviewing this and I decided, why not share with you guys? It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And talking about frustrations, because sometimes I get frustrated that the internet connection is not that good, or that I have technical or technological issues sometimes with my websites, and many things are not going as planned. So I have some nice tips to share with you, possibly at the end of this live. But first, I'd like to know if you have any questions about what we're doing with Fit 90X. And I'm going to give you at least 3 tips that are super important that I usually say at the end of my podcast. In fact, where is my phone? Oh, I would like to record this for my podcast as well, to make a live vidcast, okay? So if you have a bottle of water like this, go grab it, because I'm also going to give you some pointers on how to train with your bottle of water, as if it were a kettlebell, okay? So you don't necessarily need a kettlebell to get fit, healthy, happy, and free. I'll be right back. Let me go grab my phone and make sure that we are recording. And let me know if you can see this video well, if it's a good quality. Otherwise, I might just stop it and do it at another moment in which we have a fast, speedy Wi-Fi connection, okay? So I'll be right back. Let's see, I'll just take a few seconds. Love you so much. Leave your questions right here. Type them out on the chat and underneath the video. So if I don't respond to you right away, I can definitely answer your questions after the live stream is over. Okay, my best, what? Oh, I need to, besito, besito. I'll be right back. Ya vengo. You see, it was only like 10 seconds, and the amazing thing about this is that it's telling me to go to bed. I should be in bed, okay? My phone is not the only one that tells me to go to bed. And yes, there's a lot of things that we can do differently, right? And I'm all about being a work in progress. Just because I tell you how to get fit, healthy, happy, and free, and I teach you so many things. And some of you have asked me to teach you guys how to stretch the hip flexor, and I'm going to give you some of those pointers. But, that doesn't mean that I am perfect at everything, not at all. I am imperfectly perfect and perfectly imperfect. That's kind of a paradox, isn't it? But that's what it talks about in this book that we're going to read at the end or towards it, because I'd like to share this with you and with whoever's listening right now on my podcast. Yes, I'm Monica Sancio, Vegan Fit, and I want to teach you how to get fit, not just now, but for life, to have a great life, to feel good from the inside out, to shine, to be yourself, to the best expression of you, to be who you really are, to go to places and enjoy your life and have that joie de vivre It's like so important to have that joy, and it comes with gratitude. It doesn't mean that everything is going great necessarily. No, many times you are in the middle of challenges, but you still keep on going and you have this perseverance about you. Yes, as I've said on my podcast, first of all, you've got to be consistent. You've got to listen to your body, be perseverant. And I also tell you 3 things that I said at the beginning of my podcast in Spanish. Okay, number 1, as I do some stretches here, I have a bench. Can you see it? Okay, so I'll tell you the tips as I stretch here. This is a good one. Okay, number 1. Oh, by the way, you can get this nice outfit for the girls in your life if you're a guy. And if it's a woman, a girl watching, you can get these beautiful outfits from Activewear. And I give you the link on the description of my video. And it's something like activewear.monicafit.com. And yes, let me know how it goes, because I just love their clothes, and I have something else that I wanted to wear soon. How do you like this? Talk about clothes. I know I'm going to give you some tips, but I also wanted to show you this. They're like pajamas. They're so beautiful, but they're really great to work out. And all Lycra, super flexible. Can you see it? It's all about having wealth, but the type of wealth, the wealth that benefits you, your family, but with which you can benefit others too. That's what I believe in. I believe we can all be wealthy no matter where we are in life, and no matter what rock bottom we hit. It's like there's no excuses not to get our wealth back. How do you like this? I might wear it on the next video. I wanted to know your opinion. It's a little bit loose on me, because sometimes the small is a little too big for me. I need like an extra small, or XXS. So yeah, I won't lose track of what I wanted to say, but I did need to say thank you, George Lamb. Thank you guys for sponsoring with your amazing clothes. Sometimes I buy them myself. Sometimes we trade or whatever, but the important thing is that whatever I'm promoting, I'm believing. Okay, so if you do a stretch like this at the gym, okay, there's many, but let's say we do this one, and then we can do this one. Okay, this is a really good stretch for your hip flexors. Okay, there's a guy, Carlos, who asked me how to stretch the hip flexors, and this is the best way, the pigeon pose. And note that my foot is on the floor, but I can just bring it up here and do a pigeon pose. And I teach you little by little how to get here. Just like somebody asked me, hey, do some splits. I'll be happy to do the splits, but I also have to warm up for it. And so you can do anything you want. You just have to do it right, and little by little, you can achieve anything. So number 1 tip is eat and drink mostly plant-based towards vegan. What does this mean? Well, you don't have to be vegan like I am. I've been vegan for 8 years and I love it, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. I just feel so good that, when I'm tired, it's because I haven't slept, or because I'm too excited about life and I just don't even take a rest, which I'm learning to do. I'm learning to, hey, take my time. In fact, Chris told me, hey, take advantage that you have good connection, go. He used some really good words. It's like, okay, do it now. This is your time. And he's totally right. So wait a minute. Which one did I do? I did that one. You see, sometimes I'm like doing, oh yeah, I did that one. Okay, so now it's the opposite. As I tell you, okay, even if you're not vegan, you can still go more plant-based, eat more veggies, more fruits, more nuts, more seeds, more natural, more towards what is not only contaminated with pesticides, but also, you can avoid lectins too. Okay, so don't believe that theory that I was studying last night about the lectins is like, I wouldn't say the name because I don't like to criticize people directly. No, they're books, but it just basically says something like, oh, vegetables are not that good for you because they may have lectins, and you could basically avoid all lectins, even in tomatoes and potatoes and peanuts, just by either cooking them or fermenting them. And most of them do not have those lectins, and that's really relative. That's just one of the many little details that we're going to cover on Fit 90X with everything backed with science. Okay, so what did I do? Yeah, right. And then I did this one, and then I did this one. What did I do? Okay, now I'm like, I'll go back to stretching, but definitely we're going to go towards vegan. Okay, that's a very important thing of Fit 90X. But I don't care if you're a guy and you're totally a carnivore. You know, I'm going to love you just the same, and I'm still going to be reminding you to introduce more greens and broccoli and really good stuff like carrots. I added some shredded carrots to our dinner tonight, and everything tastes good. And look, my skin is better because I'm taking care of it with really great nutrients from that. Okay, so that's super important. Number 2 is to stay active no matter what you're doing. Even if you're talking to someone or you're on the phone, you know, you can still do your stretches like this one to the side here. Was I doing this one? Well, we're gonna do the pigeon pose a little bit differently here, and this is one way. You could do it on the floor rather than on the bench. It's gonna be a little safer for you. I've been a gymnast and I've done ballet, so I'm like, okay, I usually have a good balance. I don't recommend that everybody start with this. There's many ways. There's many ways of doing everything, okay? And yes, I will also teach you how to do the splits, okay? And one of the reasons why I'm here is because I want to tell you that this program is, as Chris Key also told me, hey, you'd be like a woman teaching men how to exercise, which is cool. Yes, and it's not the typical, 7-minute app that just tells you, okay, do these little exercises here and this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm not going to criticize it directly, but I think fitness is way more than just a set of reps and weights and, do 15 of these and no. You've got to go beyond that and move around more. Move around means, hey, maybe you're giving a presentation, why not be, yes, like I am right now. I used to be criticized a lot for that. And the more I read now, it's like the more important it is to be fidgeting, to be like, woo, not necessarily at a business meeting, but yes, it's really good to be moving, shaking, baking, Oh yeah, I'd have to go back here to do my dance, and I want to show you some substitutions like, sometimes people say, oh, but I don't have a gym like you, Monica. I'm like, oh, I didn't have anything before, Yes, I've been lucky to have a roof over my head, and I am lucky to have great parents and grandparents and etc. and education, but that doesn't mean I've always had what I have. So, let's start with the basics. I can have a weight like this, and I'll show you how to use it, but you could also substitute with a bottle of water like this, or a little bottle of water, or maybe no equipment at all. In fact, to start, it's like, okay, I want you to do the squats. I want you to be in the flow. And, when you actually have good posture, let's say in the squat, and you can stay very centered and grounded in that squat, or in the deeper squat like this, then we could add some weight and go into the goblet squat. But you have to have that long back. Okay, it's really important to have the quality of movement first, and then you could add weights, and then you could add any kind of additional resistance. That's the point, okay? So first, we've got to actually manage our own weight. We've got to be able to do our own jumps, like something as simple as this is like, just body weight. How many of you can do this? Maybe not so many. Easier said than done. Oh my gosh, I just ate. I feel like I'm not as light as usual, but I am doing intermittent fasting. Talk about diet. It may not be the plan for you. It works for me, maybe not for you. That's what we're gonna do everything in an integrated way. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that link. Yes, to get the clothing. You're too cute. Oh, Mary Lou Red. No, not that much. She's amazing. I've always admired her. And thank you for being here. So let me say hi. Voy a saludarlos. En español ya lo hice. I'm going to do a Spanish one maybe some other time. I think for Facebook. We're going to do a Facebook Live soon. And right now, I'm just going to read any questions or comments that you may have. I did answer about 3 important questions on last one. And yes, I feel in the flow. Thank you for noticing that. And yes, the number 3 tip is that you have to be, how shall I say it, positive. And I know about all the craziness of this world. I know it because I do research every single day. Don't we know it, Chris? But still, it's like, okay, you know, let's focus on the positive, focus on what's working, focus on good stuff that's happening, and let's support those causes that we can. Hola, Ángel. Hola, Ángel, te enamoraste, gracias. I'm perfect, Angel. Oh, thank you, Chris. You're perfect, and you're great, like I said. Yes, it's in English. Yes, Chris Key, who's here on the chat as well, and I think he's still watching. Hey, Rika. You know, I bathed them 2 days ago, and I'm also using garlic at a small proportion, and they're getting rid of their fleas. So for me, it's really important. Hey, could you please say hi? Come and say hi. You want to say hi? No, Mama, not now. Okay, then don't distract me because I can just only do a couple of things at the same time, and still, it's better to do one at a time, which is why I say, you know what, we're going to go from the ground up, and I'm going to teach you. Let's see, before you even do this, I want to teach you how to stay in a position in which you can do something like this, like I explained in the other video, and then as you get stronger, you do this without arching, keeping abs in, and then from here, we go into a plank, okay? And this takes, that's like what an example of a progression. Why do you have to drink my water? Now I can't drink my water. She just had to reach for my water. Rika. Oh, you see, I named her Rika because I want to feel rich, and I want to be rich, and I want to help others be rich, just like I want to teach you how to be fit. You know, I want you to be with high energy comes from the right nutrients, the vital foods, the movement, as I said, and also the positive outlook on life. Because you know what? We can't change much of what's going on. For instance, the push-up, we could do it here, little by little, okay? And then we could go down to here. And then we do it on the floor. I don't know if you can see it, but we could do the push-up, just like we did the plank. This is an example of what's going down in Fit 90X. This is harder because it's on the bench than this. And obviously this activates still the whole body because you use your core and everything. But this is more triceps, this is more pecs and triceps at the same time. So everything you do has a meaning, has a purpose, and we can target everything. But the isolated exercises that we are going to include, for instance, what I said, you know, it's like, okay, see, one, Rika, honey, I'll give you my water, fine. Just don't get in the way, sweetheart. Otherwise, I'm going to get mad, and I'm not going to be smiling that much. Ugh, that's the thing. That's why I did some research on frustration and getting mad about things sometimes. It doesn't make any sense. This is a good one. The row. And, honey, could you please? You see? Some stuff triggers me, and I have to work on myself. We always have to work on ourselves before trying to fix everybody else. And still, I wouldn't try to fix you. It's funny because supposedly Chris should be receiving coaching from me, but for reasons that we're not going to discuss here, because that's between him and you and me. It's funny because it seems like he's being my coach. So that's going to happen to you sometimes. I'm an alpha up to a point, but I do not like forcing situations to be like what I want, and I want you to do what I say, and I'll tell you more about that. I'll be right back. Here, honey, could you please drink your water over there so Mama is a little bit more focused? Yes. So I can do the same move, which is very functional move, by being here, you see? Exhale. And we have to always watch our back, our core, and make sure that we're not moving around too much. But still, this is like to isolate. You know, and if I wanted to make this more primal, I would definitely get into something like, hey, I want you to be looking for this balance, you know? And here. That's a good one. And the slower you do it, this is a loaded beast. The slower you do it, the more effective it is. Okay, let's see who's on. So thank you, Chris. You need exercises for psoas? Yes, I did them, dear Carlos. Thank you for the link. Looks good. Hello, Caramel King. Who are you? I want to know who you are. It's never too late. Thank you for being my supporter for so many years. And you are welcome. Oh, Chris, it's not flawless, but thanks. Oh, yeah, you haven't seen anything, not just Chris, but in general. You know, I was looking at some video comments from my past videos, and I saw 2 comments that I'm about to approve. Where I'm in the kitchen doing my practical nutrition. How can you compare me when I'm all polished and, you know, directly from the hairdresser and all the perfect makeup and everything, and the kitchen super neat, the way it's supposed to be? You can't compare that with the mess that I published today, in which I was just like, hey, I need some chocolate. And I tell you, I had no help in that moment and whatever. So I just did it, you know, and that's part of the fun. Okay, I'm just saying, so, you know, if you think that I look way better before, that's cool because it's your perception. But I think it also has to do with the fact that I can polish my stuff. And I'm like, you know, I follow Gary Vaynerchuk, and he says, you know, show yourself the way you are. The more authentic, the better. And the less perfect, the better. But, you know, it's like the vanity part. So I may do some videos like that. I decided to keep it fluid. You know, sometimes I'll have videos in which I show myself the way I am, like today, basically. I didn't do much to get polished. And sometimes the video is going to be super well set up, and I'm going to have a whole kitchen clean like it is most of the time. And well, I could go on and on, but let me not give any excuses. Let's just get down to your questions. So you wanted the flexibility. Ángel, mi cabello suelto. Okay. He likes the hair down. I might do that at the end. Lo voy a hacer. Oh, thank you, Chris, so much. What's about 3 gallons of water? Oh, about 3 gallons of water. Yeah, approximately. Yeah, 5 kilos. Álvaro, hello. Te sigues. Gracias. Caramel, hi. Hi, Mónica, mi amor. Álvaro, ¿cuál es tu apellido? Ángel Mancipe. Yes. LOL. Luis Pedro. Hello, Mónica. So thank you. And about the weights, 10-inch weights. Okay. So thank you very much, you guys, for being here. And yes, I will continue to show you some of the other examples of how we are going to integrate movement with isolated exercises sometimes, and with, you know, the typical fitness that we do at a gym. So, you know, we might do a little bit of this, like I said, you know, the row. Oh, one of the lights said bye-bye. Okay, and then after the row, we're going to get into this, you know, and we're going to do, ta-da! This is a good one. Very prime. And easier on the floor or on the mat than on the bench. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let me get this light a little bit closer. Honey, you can go out. I think I opened the door for you. Okay. It seems like, oh my God, I've gone overboard. Yeah, that's okay. I think I showed you some of what I wanted to show you. And the rest is for my next videos, because I never run out of ideas, and that's a good thing. Vika, go out, honey, go, honey. You can just do this pull. So we can pull and push at the gym. We can pull and push in the typical exercises, but we also gotta learn to pull. You know, maybe a weed out of your yard. We gotta pull some ropes. And the funny thing is that we've become so civilized that we don't have those opportunities anymore unless we start gardening. So I recommend that you practice some of these moves. Do you have any questions so I can answer them? And then I'll give you 2 or 3 moves for you to practice from now on. And thanks to you guys who prefer my hair down. I might have it down for the end of this video. So yeah, any questions so far? Love you so much. So I'm going to review from the beginning. Jonathan, Ángel, gracias. Chris, thank you, gracias. Well, actually, this is in English, so I have to answer in English. The psoas exercises, I show them, but I'll show you show some more at the end. Thank you, Chris Key. Love you so much. I appreciate you. Ami Active, where did I say how amazing you are? And that you're basically my coach. And I do have a lot of mentors, but you're becoming one of my mentors. And, you know, besides, you know, everything else that I said about him being safe haven, loving mirror. Entonces te gusto con tu cabello suelto. Gracias. Thank you, Chris. Buen trabajo de glúteos, Mónica, dice Álvaro, gracias. Álvaro Castillo de Perú, hola. Okay, tell me you guys where you're from. Díganme de dónde son. Ángel, sin palabras, gracias por complacerme. Espero algún día conocerte, mi princesa. Love you too, Chris. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is please. No, I'm just kidding. In fact, I'm gonna switch to loose hair or not, maybe not. I'll just do this really quickly and I'll do the splits, okay, to end this video. So, ta-da, hair. And yes, the hair will be, wait, is this, it's pretty long, huh? Yeah, well, for those of you who like my hair down, when I'm exercising, it's not easy to have it down because I get hot. But yeah, a little bit of hair down for you guys. Ta-da! Love you so much. And okay, Carlos, here's your, there's many, okay? But one of the most important exercises you can do is one of the ones that I did for the most part here, where you're just sitting on your chair or on the bench, and you just have this leg here in the front, and you go forward like this, and little by little, you can go forward, and this can be back, and little by little you stretch, okay? So you actually stretch out your hips. Your hip flexors, okay? Yeah, you can do that on the other side. Yes, and that is one of the ways that I teach not only flexibility and mobility and also stability, but also it's the way to get to the, you see I'm already hot, so I'm gonna have to put my hair up, you guys. Besides, I sweated a little bit, so it's not as fresh as it can be, you know, like, I could do it another time, but anyway, I'm not here to show my hair. This is just like, oh, a little perk and for fun, you know, like part of vanity. You know, if you have a healthy vanity and you want to look good besides feeling good from your exercise, fantastic. If you have any other questions, please leave them below the video so I can answer them in another video, okay? And yes, to please some of you, I'll do the splits in the same way that I taught you how to stretch your psoas. Except that I don't think I'm going to do it. It's not easy. Well, you know, I love a... Okay, let me relax because I said I was going to talk to you about what psychocybernetics says, but I'm going to end that, the part of psychocybernetics, I might do it in the podcast only because I'm running out of light. And what I can do is, yes, continue on in the podcast with that. And let me just do a simple split for you. Ta-da! And if you want to see fit art, this is one of the best ways to stretch your psoas too, okay, Carlos? This is one of the ways to do a split, okay? And then you do a split here. Ta-da! I'm like on a balance beam right now, yay! Okay. And of course I can do it on the other side, it's just a matter of practicing. Oh my goodness, does it show too much so there's not that much light? Let me try to bring the light a little bit closer. How's this? Is this better? Kind of? Okay, anyway, so what did I do? Oh yeah, I did that one. Okay, and now, ta-da, ta-da. Pretty nice. You see, that's the split. And then we're stretching the flexors, you see? So you have two things in one. And then you can do the splits to the front as well. And you can point your toes and have a lot of fun. And you can practice this with your kids, with your nephews, with your grandkids. It's just really fun to be trying something new. And I love a challenge, and I hope you do too, because life is all about a challenge. And if you think that life is all going to be perfect, then you're not made for life, I think. And yes, it is a little bit dark. But let me just read you a few things from the book because I consider it really important to share with you some of what I am learning. Yeah, maybe I have to lower this. You know, I'm also learning light. How's this? Is this a little bit better? Okay, what I did was lower the light. Okay, it's not that lighted, but that's okay. So let me just read you at least one paragraph, okay? Because Psycho-Cybernetics is one of the best books by Maxwell Maltz, and I immediately bought it. I got it from Amazon. And so once in a while, I review it and I see some things that I might need to read. And this one is about frustration, okay? So the power of failure, and then there's frustration. It basically says, frustration is an emotional feeling which develops whenever some important goal cannot be realized or when some strong desire is thwarted. All of us must necessarily suffer some, I don't like the word suffer, but yeah, we might have some frustration. And then it tells us, the thing is that I don't have enough light here, but definitely, love you too, Chris. Love that hair. Gracias, Álvaro. Gracias, Luis Pedro. Gracias, Ángel Mancipe. Gracias, gracias. You always look good, says Chris. Thank you so much. Okay, qué bonito es ver tu video. I love when you go brainy with the glasses on. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm going brainy because, you know, personal development is part of it. But unfortunately, the light is not that good. So I feel like I must quit. Quitting is not the right thing, right, to do ever. But sometimes you got to quit the wrong thing. And basically, I couldn't read the whole thing because I really don't have much light here where I'm reading. Sorry, guys, I did my best. But what I can tell you from what I read last night, and I'm going to review it tonight, is that there's two things. One is that your goals are unrealistic. And I tend to have too high goals at once. It's like I want to accomplish the B Corp, right, Chris? Right, Chris? Thank you so much for your help, for your, oh, by the way, I'm going to go to a foundation called Fundana because I've donated to them before. And they said they needed mostly, you know, the food directly. So I'm going to talk to them about them buying it for me because I don't have much time. But I'm going to let you know about that because, you know, if you're contributing, you can contribute to anything you want, to Fit 90X, to my podcast, anything you want, and even to Fit Art. And I am committed to giving as much as possible, around 11% or more of the net. No, not the net, sorry. About, what am I saying? It's just like, Any questions, guys and girls? Because I need to go. And at the same time, I do need to tell you that I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for subscribing. Let me see if there's any other questions. And yes, the 11% of the gross profit, so the total profit, goes to nonprofits and directly to people who haven't had food. For instance, the day before yesterday, a guy, well, a worker I know, said he didn't have any food at home. Could I help him? And I said, of course. Tell me how much you need. And yeah, of course, I gave him more than he said. But the point is not that I'm an angel or I'm special or I'm a saint. No, I'm being super, super selfish, guys. I consider one of the best things you can do to feel good right away, besides everything I teach you, exercise, nutrition, and attitude, is to give of yourself, of your energy, of your time, of your money, of your things, of your clothes that you don't use or wear, blah, blah, blah. So, oh my gosh, I'm like trying to stretch this so much. And I'm so sorry that I ran out of light. Well, what I can do also, I have an idea. Instead of complaining, I'm actually going to move. Ta-da! And I actually have some lights here. Ta-da! Now you got to see my whole studio. Some of you guys get to see part of my studio. I think the light is much better here, isn't it? So I'm like kneeling in front of you and saying thank you so much for your support. Last night I did like a diary that I did after the podcast. Well, I was just recording how I was feeling, and mostly it was about gratitude, and I was saying thank you, such gratitude to Chris Key for making such a huge difference. And, you know, I was like getting emotional. That's how I get when I'm so grateful. But that's the way, you know, if you want to be like full of joy and energy, you've got to do something that makes you feel good. And one of the things that makes me feel the best is to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything I have. And yes, there's so much more coming. I just saw this and I decided not to leave it just as decoration. Some of you guys saw me in black on those latest videos, and some of you said, I want to see you boxing. I may not be the best boxer, but who cares, right? Let me do some boxing in a future video, and I'll also do some cardio kickboxing. I used to teach some of those classes, mix them up with other stuff, because I do believe in integrating as much as possible. Fitness, movement, and just anything that makes us feel good and be super fit. Yes, for life. Thank you. I think I'm done. Let me see if there's any questions or comments. Thank you so much. Love you, love you, love you. Podcast is awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, I got away from the podcast. Now I got to run. Okay. Run. Here's the podcast. You see? I get a little creative, but I'm still recording the podcast. I am. And that's funny. And that's one of the things that is totally spontaneous, and it cannot be perfect at all because it's not edited. And yes, you've seen different parts of my studio where I make my videos and my pictures and the fit art. It is art. And I use the mirrors and the 360 for the special Patreon. I have the first account is patreon.com/MonicaFit. That's mostly for men, and it's fit art. And the new one that I'm creating now to get you to try out Fit90X. and one of the things I was doing today, besides making space in my video camera, was also to check out different course platforms so I can actually use YouTube videos directly. But I haven't really found a good one, so I'm gonna have to just use the files, and they have to be MP4. Because the other ones are not allowed. And sometimes I would just download the MTS because that's the one that I know it seems confusing, but what I'm saying is I'm working on this to make Fit90X a total success as long as it takes. And at the same time, we also have to consider Parkinson's law. Like if I say I'm gonna finish it in July, I'll finish it in July. But if I say, oh, I might take the whole year, then it's December, I might not finish it. So I'm going to do like a balance, not too much pressure on myself and not too much leeway either. So thank you guys for believing in me. And yes, I'll have a little bit of everything, all kinds of workouts. And I want you to be strong and fit and have all types of possibilities that say you can do anything that's functional and you don't need any equipment. And then what do you do with the equipment? And those are adaptations, modifications, progressions. And I have taught people that knew no exercise before. And I have made them do a whole class with us. So I know I can do it, and I know you can do it with me, okay? I think it's enough for now. We believe in you. I believe in you. ¿Cómo hago para entrar en Patreon? Escribes. Oh, Chris, if you're still here, please write out the 2 links for patreon.com/ you know it by heart, Monica Fit, and the other one is /Fit90X. Álvaro, el de Fit90X es para entrar en el programa de fitness que estamos creando para que lo pruebes. Yo, mujer, estoy haciéndolo para hombres principalmente y mujeres que quieran estar en forma de por vida, y esa es la idea. Y la cuenta de patreon.com/MonicaFit es la de arte en fitness, que salgo en bikinis haciendo ejercicio con el espejo y ese tipo de cosas que le gustan más a los hombres. Entonces, si quieres, inscríbete en los dos, empezando por $1 al mes, y haces una tremenda diferencia, no solamente para mí, para el... Thank you, Jaime, for saying that I look great. Jaime Reyes. And all the links are up. Puedes ver el enlace arriba, gracias a Chris. So, okay, gonna take my glasses off. You like these glasses? These are the ones that 2 of you guys picked this afternoon. So I'm going to see if I can get on Facebook either tonight or tomorrow and do Facebook Lives as well. And then later, when I'm super organized, I might do everything simultaneously like I've done before. It just takes a little bit of organization and also a good tripod and, you know, this thing to hold the phone. You know, all the tricks that you already know, possibly, but it doesn't matter because the most important thing is for you to be here, and I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy, and I connect with you, wishing you the best of the best, because seriously, you being at your best makes all the difference in the world. Mwah. Love and light, kisses and hugs, and I can't just get out of here without saying thank you, gracias, gracias, gracias. Thank you, podcast. Oh, I just went back to the beginning. Buenas noches, bebé. Buenas noches, Álvaro. Gracias. Te espero entonces adentro y me mandes un mensaje. I'll see you on Fit90X. Love you. Good night. Mwah. Thank you. Gracias. Y conecta conmigo en Facebook también. Seamos amigos. Let's be friends on Facebook, okay? Okay, this didn't stop, so kisses and hugs. Hasta la vista, baby. Wink, wink. Good night. Thank you for making a difference.